After 3 live-action attempts, it seems the 4 were cursed. But along came Matt Shackman and turned things around. No need to fear, he's here to restore the 4, the Fantastic Four. And not only that, it's like heaven when you see this movie on the biggest screen for that Avatar 3 trailer. Man, July this year was fantastic. Fantastic Four! The First Steps, directed by Matt Shackman, who also gave us a WandaVision 4 years ago, and is the 4th version of a live-action Fantastic Four movie, and the first non-Fox Fantastic Four movie. Finally, Marvel have the rights, thank heavens for that, and is the first of the MCU Phase 6, as well as the 37th MCU movie overall. Wow, it's crazy. The MCU is nearly hitting 40 movies now. So The First Steps tells the story. It bypasses the origin story of the Fantastic Four in the prologue and takes place in the 60s, where the Fantastic Four have become real celebrities and are celebrated as the protectors of Earth. And they're about to welcome a new member to the family and become the Fantastic Five, as Sue is expecting her and Reed's first child, their son Franklin. But while this is happening, the female Silver Surfer, Shala Bomb, comes to Earth to warn them their planet has been marked for death by the World Eater himself, Galactus. So the Fantastic Four need to protect their son from Galactus, as well as the Earth itself. And ever since the 1994 Fantastic Four 31 years ago, it seemed we were never, emphasis on never, going to get a great Fantastic Four movie. Boy, have the Fantastic Four have some rough patches. I mean, yeah, the 1994 Fantastic Four is, the definition of a piece of garbage cheese fest. And the Tim Story 2005 Fantastic, I'm more generous to that movie than some because I do have childhood nostalgia towards it, but I'm aware it's still not a great movie, but it was the most decent Fantastic Four movie we ever got at the time. And its sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer, sucked and killed any chance of a third Tim Story Fantastic Four, so we were inevitably going to get a reboot. But tragically, we got Fant4stic, which is one of the worst piece of shit superhero movies ever made in existence. It was absolutely horrible and boring. Yes, but thankfully that's all in the past now, and do we at long last have our first Fantastic Four movie? Yes, we do. Fantastic Four, The First Steps is simply fantastic. Even more than I thought I would. This is hands down my favourite July release, and I liked Superman, but this is better, and for me this is easily my favourite of the 3 Marvel movies, and my favourite comic book movie of 2025. Sorry, Thunderbolts, I mean, it took them long enough. Only took them 31 years to give us, a Fantastic Four movie done to perfection. Marvel should have had the rights to it from the start, and this is how you do a Fantastic Four movie that is fun, action-packed from beginning to end, actually has heart to it, and looks like the comics. Yes, this is the one Fantastic Four movie to take place in its time period in the 60s, where Stan Lee, the Marvel's creator, intended. And my goodness, just like Captain Marvel is a love letter to the 90s, this movie is a true love letter to the 60s. And yeah, this is the most beautiful, designed and most fabulous looking superhero movie I've seen all year. And the Fantastic Four suits finally look exactly like they did in the comics. Yes, they could not look any better, and uh, even Ben Grimm, the Thing, looks the best he's ever done with a combination of practical and CGI effects. And Michael Giacchino's score, the greatest Fantastic Four score ever composed, dethroning even John Ottman's score from the 2005 one. That Fantastic Four theme, I mean, just gets you pumped and screaming, "We love you, Fantastic Four!" And it's so it's so endearing that this movie showed how the public reception to the Fantastic Four, and how to show the citizens of the planet just thanking them for all they've done, like the Avengers, because they were the Avengers of their time. And this is the best casted Fantastic Four, without a shadow of a doubt. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, she is especially perfect casting. She is the heart of this film as Sue, and she is finally a Sue who is not casted to be hot or sexualized, as she works fantastically well as the mother of the group. And and she's the first Sue Storm that gets to be a mother herself to her son. We have never seen Sue and Reed get to be parents before in a Fantastic Four movie, so this film really did give us something new. And so I don't get people's criticisms, or it feels like a retread of other Fantastic Four movies. I never had that problem with it. And Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. He's not as much of a hothead as the previous versions. No, he's very likable and extremely supportive brother to his sister, and a extremely supportive uncle to his nephew. But his banter with Ben is hilarious here. It's never over the top, and he never comes off as a jerk, and he's still a ladies' man, and so flirtatious. Particularly his kind of attraction to Sharla Barla. I mean, what guy wouldn't be attracted to a gorgeous, naked, silver lady who had come from space? I mean, even Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. You wouldn't think Pedro Pascal was right for this role, but continues to show he can do no wrong in anything that he's in. With this and Last of Us Part 2, this is a truly fantastic year for Pedro, no pun intended. And yeah, to see Reed get to be a father was special too. And Ben Grimm as the Thing. I mean, this is the best version of the Thing since Michael Chiglis's version from the Tim Story ones, and his a kind of love story with the school teacher downtown. That was so sincere. Finally, women in this movie are not terrified of him, and they can see his heart of gold underneath his rock skin, and him growing a beard made of rock. That had me in stitches laughing. And Sharla Barla as the Silver Surfer. Yes, we have a female Silver Surfer in this one, and I couldn't be happier. She is done way better than Norrin Rad in Rise of the Silver Surfer. I mean, yeah, we can see that she, doesn't want to be the Surfer and doesn't want to serve Galactus. He feels like she doesn't have a choice in order to spare her world. But of course, as she does develop a special bond with Johnny, and yeah, he kind of helps her, well, stand up for herself and say, screw you, Galactus. And of course, she doesn't want to hurt Franklin because she can see he's just a child. And boy, does she look absolutely. And boy, is she a stunner in silver. Never has a lady looked so good, coated in silver. And this movie, dire movie, feels like Rise of the Silver Surfer done right. This is what Rise of the Silver Surfer should have been. Not only did they rectify the Surfer, but Galactus particularly. Yes, this is how you do Galactus. Not that shitty cloud or whatever that was. This Galactus, he is so unspeakably larger. That's seeing him stomp around New York. Like that had my jaw on the freaking floor seeing that on IMAX on the super screen. And yeah, and well, and his voice was certainly bone chilling. And not having Doctor Doom in this movie was a blessing because Victor Von Doom doesn't need to be in every Fantastic Four movie, and this movie proved that. But Galactus proved to be a near unstoppable threat as Sue nearly, gave her life in order to defeat him. He was that hard of a boss, and seeing Shana Bala sacrifice herself to save the day. I mean, that was hit hard. You're like, Shana, please no. You and Johnny, you had your whole lives ahead of you. You had a future together. So please bring back Sharla in Avengers Doomsday. And of course, this movie has the biggest and most impressive action of all the Fantastic Four movies. Well, my favourite being the space chaser when Sharla was pursuing them as Sue was giving birth to Franklin as Galactus sped up the birth so that he could have him. When Franklin was born, it was such a tender and heartwarming moment. That moment alone is better than the entirety of Fant Four Stick, and they do trick us into thinking that Sue dies, but thankfully she is revived by the love of her son Franklin when he goes on her chest, and so he's literally the Jack of Fantastic Four in how they don't think he has any powers to begin with, but it turns out he does. They just save his powers until the very final moments. But another of the most poignant moments in the movie is that had me applauding was when Sue did her speech when the public temporarily turn against the Fantastic Four after they rightfully refused to give Galactus their son, but they're still going to protect the Earth regardless. And she gives a speech how we're not gonna give up our son, but don't worry, we are not abandoning you. And what if that was your son? Would you give up your son to a world devourer? I don't think so. Vanessa Kirby totally sold that scene. I am over the moon that Fantastic Four First Steps turned out to be a fantastic masterpiece. It will be fun to see It will be awesome to see Avengers Doomsday in December 2026 to see Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man play a Doom. 10 years ago when the Fantastic Four were at their lowest low, finally they have reached their highest high. This movie has done better financially than in just its first week than Fant Four Stick did in its entire run. goes to show.
I give Fantastic Four the first steps 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
Thank you, Matt Shackman, for giving us the Fantastic Four movie we deserve, and also the Fantastic Four's robot servant. So yeah, he was extremely lovable too, and yeah, I just really have one more Fantastic Four property to review, which is the animated series, which is still my favourite version of the Fantastic Four. And well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What are your thoughts on Fantastic Four: The First Steps? I mean, I know it's inevitable. Everybody's going to agree that it's by far the best Fantastic Four movie. Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And happy August. I will certainly be reviewing Freakier Friday. And I will review the original Freaky Friday real soon. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.